Marvel Rivals, we need to talk. Marvel Rivals has been an incredible success, not only in gameplay, but story, as well as having a bunch of fans that love the game, whether you're just a big Marvel fan or if you just simply love the game itself. And with any superhero game comes cosmetics, and this game is no different. You can have some of your favorite MCU outfits while you duel during the game, or if you want, you can also have some comic book accurate costumes to be worn. And with comic accurate outfits coming to the game, there for a time was actually an interesting discussion that was being talked about by a couple of people. As someone who grew up with certain games like the Batman Arkham series, that game introduced to me my love for alternate skins. I've said before in other videos that a skin can honestly give you a different perspective of the game. For instance, when you play as the Batman animated series in Arkham City, you know, you almost are like living a brand new episode that was never aired, for instance. Same thing with the Marvel Spider-Man games from Insomniac Games. Skins are much more than just cosmetic. There's a lot of history, especially when it's a skin that's being adapted, and it can keep the gameplay from running stale somewhat, which is kind of interesting because it doesn't really add any gameplay benefit. It's just purely visual. Now, with any superhero costume, there is usually spandex, right? These are some of the founding characters that have skin tight outfits, right? And for a time, the only skin that you would kind of say is somewhat sus was the Psylocke cosmetic that is essentially her classic skin, but Marvel Rivals interpretation of it, right? They're taking the basics, but they're kind of adding more to it, right? And let's not lie to ourselves, right? This skin shows booty. That's what Psylocke kind of has been doing for years. And of course, that is sometimes a discussion, right? Like, obviously, there are some people who find that as an issue. Obviously, though, if you've been paying any attention to the Marvel Rivals community, people don't have an issue with that. They actually love it, because I mean, that's kind of good on Marvel Rivals' end, because that means they'll get more money, and then, you know, they will continue supporting the game. So Psylocke was actually an interesting skin because it kind of showed us like, okay, so they aren't afraid to kind of stick to certain skins going extreme. Obviously, you know, they're not censoring it, but I don't like to use the word censor because like people are now starting to use the word censor as like so negative when it's okay to censor certain things. Like sometimes you have to. Something that I kind of think about that while it never happened was if Mai Shiranui from SNK was to go into Smash Bros. She obviously could not go as the way she is. That's just not possible with the demographic of the Smash Bros. Games. So I'll see if I can find the artwork that someone edited to kind of give her a more, I guess you could say, PG version. But as time went on with Marvel Rivals, we got new skins, especially with Season 1. We get the inclusion of Mr. Fantastic, Invisible Woman, the Fantastic Four. This is awesome. You know, they show for Reed Richards, you're getting the Maker skin. It's like, oh, you know, that's sweet. I wonder what like Sue's skin is gonna be, right? And I don't think the community was ready for what Marvel Rivals was going to reveal. They were going to give us a Malice skin for Sue Storm. Now, I would say I'm a big Marvel fan. I don't read everything. I have not read anything. I mostly would read Spider-Man comics back in the day. I didn't know that the skin was actually something that happened. Now, if you guys haven't seen this Malice skin, which to be fair, if you clicked on this video, you probably know, and you've probably seen it, it's probably on the title right now, but this skin's crazy. It goes like further than what Psylocke could have done. And it's interesting because it kind of shows that, you know, the developers aren't afraid to, I guess you could say, target that audience, right? Like they know what makes money. They're smart about this. And again, a lot of people went crazy. And I've seen, I would say, honestly, I'd say like 95% positivity, because I mean, it's just a skin, doesn't matter, whatever, blah, blah, blah. But then you will have those people, especially on Twitter, who complain, and it's fine because it's interesting to see what people think. And the main issue that I've seen with this skin isn't that, like, you know, it's too revealing, which technically, I mean, it is. I mean, apparently this skin is making relationships end. Like, there are some girlfriends that are literally telling their boyfriend, like, to delete the game, which is crazy. And that's a totally different topic for another day. But no, a big issue that I've seen, and this is a big issue in general with anything when it comes to women being shown in a very provocative way, is it's fine, but you need to do it to the other side. So obviously the men, and I guess the aliens and the sharks, but so yeah, so I don't know if you've seen it. There's been edits of like sexy versions of like, you know, Reed Richards and Iron Fist, Cap, essentially everything. And obviously men's aesthetic when it comes to being shown a lot more, I guess, horny, right? Okay, what is this video, man? Anyways, they don't ever show as much attire. Usually men just they're more clothed up, right? For whatever reason over the years, it's just kind of how it is. But you can see there is a demographic that want men's skins to be more revealing, or like at the very least just give them big butts, you know? And I think NetEase should do it. I'm not saying like I want to see it, it's just I think it's the smart move, because one, you clearly are kind of having people say like I will buy this, but also it helps to establish like you're not just sexualizing women, as that always happens in anything, anime, games, movies, whatever. But you're also doing the men, so that way it's equal rights, you know, yippee. And I just, you know, these are comic book characters. Outfits are arguably always going to be kind of seductive in a sense, because these are usually skin tight outfits, right? So if you look at Spider-Man, he is wearing nothing but a skin tight suit. Sue Storm, technically default Sue Storm, she's just wearing a skin tight suit. Now because of her, you know, her curves and all of that, like it just looks even more crazy. So that's why you gotta kind of, and again, like, you know, the men are technically ripped, they're just not as gifted in certain areas that I think people would enjoy. So as someone who has done a tier list of the butts in Marvel Rivals, I just think it would be good to go this route, because I don't want to have to deal with the kind of the issue that the mouse skin caused. And yeah, plus if you do it, you just give way more possibilities for skins in the future, and I would love to see what is possible, you know? So yes, Marvel Rivals, please just buff the men. If you're not gonna have as revealing outfits, just buff the men. That is it for my TED Talk today. I hope you all enjoy. This is a very interesting video. I have some other ideas that also kind of include the mouse skin and the possibilities that kind of skin will introduce for future skins for other characters. So I hope you all enjoy. Have a good one, guys. Take care.